Hello Tilly, how are you going there today, hey? You lovely girl. So here we are, we're just coming into park. Ich bin on so, yeah? I don't know why I bother. And we thought today we might go for a little look at the Air Museum over at Parks, on the other side of Parks. It's windy as hell. It's a brand new service station, only been open a few weeks. And this is a brand new roundabout and bypass for the new highway. I don't know what that's all about. You stay there. Oh, they've even got cycleways now. All that stuff's new. I don't really know much about the museum, so I thought I'd go and have a look. I'll keep the speed down, I suppose. Don't want the bloody gendarmes chasing after me. It is unsurprisingly another ridiculously windy day, and that road from my place into Parks is such a rough road. It's like it's well sealed and everything. It's just you know, one bump and ripple and this and that after the other. This guy's gonna run straight through, is he? No, it just didn't seem worth the filming, so I didn't. It's a cooler day today, which is why we're out for a ride. It's we have a bit of a cool change. Gone from high 30s down to high 20s. Yeah, a lot of cars around here. That's probably the pool, I suppose. They're all at the bars. Spent $1,000 there the other day. New tyres for the Toyota, plus a rego check. Sort of more or less in the centre of town. Main Street's just up there a little bit. This would be the sort of the central park sort of thing. There's a motorbike shop there. Hey, Azusa. I come to Parks quite a bit, but I don't do much other than just the sort of the shopping stuff, you know. Like I've never been to one of the pubs or restaurants. Oh yes, I have been to a restaurant. I went to a Chinese place with Anne and Gary a few weeks ago. that's about it, really. So we're just going to head in the direction of Orange for a few clicks. I can't remember how far it is actually. And Parkes is an okay if unexciting town. It's becoming a real hub though, like obviously people have had big plans for the place. You know, transport, grain, all that kind of stuff. Are you a good girl? I could see that bloke grinning at Tilly as he went past. Having a dog in a sidecar does make quite a few people's day, that's for sure. Eugowra Road, K100LT. You go out that way to go Arby's place, go out a few k's and turn left and go off in to that area. I was at that shop there a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago. We got some new steering head bearings for this. Haven't put them in yet. I still think that probably when I do, I might swap the front end just to see what difference that makes. Put the rebuilt telescopic forks I've got and a rebuilt and the stock front rim with the Brembo FO8s, whatever they are. See what that does. You know, I know it's ridiculous, but I still like riding today when it was so windy. It reacts so much to the wind. There's a project. Couple of grand for that one, eh? It reacts so much to the wind that sometimes I wonder whether it really is the wind catching on that solid rim, you know. When you get to about this part, you think it needs another gear, but then you sort of push through it and it's fine, you know. I better keep an eye out for the actual turn up. I can't remember how far out it is. Some road with a very Polish looking name, actually Mutsiuk or something like that. Okay, it's not that far at all, so that's good. Now the good thing about the ride home from here is it'll all be into a headwind. Muzichuk. Musichuk Drive. It must be a fairly famous sort of a fella. There are one or two Polish names in Australia that are well known, like Kosciuszko is Kosciuszko, I suppose, or in Polish, something like that. And then there's another one, a bridge around Maiden, his name I can't remember at the moment. Oh, what have we got here? The wings are missing. Air Museum open. Let's have a look, shall we? See if we can, first of all, see if we can take young Matilda here in. See what happens, shall we? So here we are, and they've even let Tilly in. There we go, and they didn't charge her. It looks like a Westland Wessex, is it? Yes, it is. Oh, show you how much useless information I've got. Convair 340, I don't know anything about that. I think, what are they now? Seahawks. Yeah, you could fit a bit in there, couldn't you? Few people. I imagine it was probably more for cargo carrying than anything else. Good girl. By Oxford Spitfires, Boomerangs, Kitty Hawks, Wirrawais, Mosquito. Some other people who are here. It's a model of a Harry Tate, an RE8, Reconnaissance Experimental 8. And this obviously is the Fokker triplane with dodgy looking pretend guns. Everybody else calls, all the British people always call Spandau's. Spandaus. It's a replica. Flugzeug Fokker. Interesting though, isn't it, really, that Anthony Fokker wasn't German, he was Dutch. And yet he designed and had planes built for the Germans in the First World War. I assume that's an Apache, is it? I suppose that's a PC, is it 3? Orion, the ones they used for maritime surveillance up until very recently when they were superseded by the PC 308 or whatever it is, it's PC 08, Poseidon. My brother Tim flew around in Caribous when he was based up in Queensland in the army. They did a lot of surveying and stuff. But, you know, why is it that dogs, if you stick them on a lead, they always have to go around the other side? So you have to keep swapping back and forth, back and forth. You're having the piddle, are you? Now these de Havilland, these Caribous were de Havillands, but I think that they were Scheiße here. I think that they were Canadian designed and built, something like that. That there looks like a Lockheed Electra, which was like the commercial version of the Lockheed Hudson, roughly, you know, which became the, you know, a light, medium light bomber in World War II with the RAAF and also with the RAF. I don't think they, there's a Dakota, I assume. I don't think they became fairly quickly obsolete anyway. And yeah, replaced by other things more interesting like Beauforts and Beaufighters and stuff. I don't think we'll go up in there till he'll just make trouble. All these rivets. Here. Yeah, imagine flying around in that thing. They had a mid-upper turret. I don't think they had a rear turret. I don't know, I'll have to have a look that one up. Well, you think they must have, surely. But you couldn't fit it in there. You couldn't fit a crewman in there. No. Don't know what that is. That's an interesting aircraft, isn't it? Like it's a 4-engine job for not a huge plane. I mean, some of these you think, I don't know whether I want to fly in that. But having flown in a Tiger Moth, I suppose, you just do what you do, don't you? You just do what you do. Hi. This is the Lockheed Neptune, which was used also before and concurrently, I think, with the Lockheed Orion, the PC-3 or whatever it was. Same job, you know, maritime surveillance and stuff like that. They also have an anti-shipping or anti-submarine capability, if I remember rightly. I'm not going to bother reading everything. Looks like another one. So all in all, it's a fairly sort of modest collection, isn't it? It's not an exciting collection. It's not full of Spitfires and Hurricanes and Messerschmitts and whatever. But interesting aircraft, and it like sort of, it's almost like it's a workhorse collection, apart from that Fokker DR1 replica. Righto. This is possibly even quieter than Armidale Airport. Oh, but it's definitely quieter than Armidale Airport. So the Hear that wind as soon as I get it. So the museum was moderately interesting. Sort of a more of a workman-like. More of a workman-like sort of exhibition and collection, you know, rather than the exciting things. "94 clicks to orange." Ridiculous. So the bloke at the volunteer, you know, at the museum there, I was looking at that Lockheed Electra and comparing it to the Lockheed Hudson. And I blowing a gale again. My idea along those lines was that bit of a hot rod was that the Lockheed Hudson, the bomber, was a modified version of the Lockheed Electra, the civilian aircraft. But he reckons they weren't. He reckons they're a completely different aircraft, and he might well be right. I mean, I don't know, you know. I mean, who knows? I'll look it up. I'll Google it, because, you know, everyone knows that Dr. Google is a very valid research tool, you know. AI gives you some of the most hilarious responses to your searches, and particularly the AI that identifies photographs and stuff. And I put her on every now and again just for a laugh, and it'll tell me it's a particular dog named Barry or something, you know. It's like, what the fuck? And people, you know, people rely on it, their stuff. It's really frightening shit. Yes, Tilly, you're a dog. A schnubble-dibble dog. I don't know what it is, but I seem to be picking a lot of terrible days for motorcycling these days. The club, I go to the club, have a few tonsorial varnishes, as my father used to say. Well, my mate Mark says, I go down the pub and have a couple of neck oils. Parkes is famous for God knows why or so much how. It's famous for its Elvis festival, which I feel quite strongly is a very good time of the year to avoid Parkes. This is the Newell Highway, or was the Newell Highway, and the bypass has certainly helped that. This sort of getting around the town type thing, you know. The blinkers on this bike are even sillier than the Harley. Now the Harley has a blinker on each side and you have to cancel them yourself, you know. This has a blinker on each side plus a cancel button on that side. It's really sort of counterintuitive. I mean, you just get used to that stuff, it's no big thing, but it's kind of silly. Now you consider, like, the Japanese were doing it in the 70s, you know, just putting it all on the left hand side on one thing, you know, left or right, toggle switch sort of thing. Really changed up too early. I do that a bit on this bike. I'm used to it, you know, it's stuff with bikes with a bit of torque, like the Harley and stuff. Really shouldn't put it into top under about 80, I suppose. We'll pop in here, have a little bit of a look. Having passed that magnificent monument to what it's all about back there. I don't know what it is, a giant pot plant or something. You know, some artist or something. I'm not saying I've got anything against artists. I mean, I'm an artist myself. is commissioned to do that, or what? I don't know. There's a skinny looking chick. Well, she's not that skinny. And I'm not that young either.